All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. If you all can hear me and see me, give me a hey, give me a hi. Let me know who's joining. I am going on a different time. So usually we do this Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern for lunchtime with Latrice. However, today, what they say, everything that could go wrong went wrong. However, we are still going to be great, and I'm still going to share this message. I was determined that I was going to do this live today. I think I'm going to need a new computer soon, you guys, but that is okay. We're going to be here. I'm sharing this message. So if you can hear and see me and you're joining, give me a hey, hi. Let me know where you're joining in from. I want to shout you out. I want to say thanks for joining. Thanks for waiting and being a part of this process. Yeah, I'm also getting a little notice that I'm going to have to update my computer soon, but that's okay. I guess Google Chrome made some update. Everybody has updated their stuff. And it caused my computer to go a little out of whack. And I still have some updates and then have to restart it. But no worries, we are going to be great today. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for coming in today, spending your time with me. I want to say, if you're new to my network, if you're new to the show, welcome. We are currently streaming live simultaneously on YouTube and LinkedIn. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all my YouTube people. Thank you for all my LinkedIn people. If you're like, hey, Latrice, I'm just seeing this. I didn't know you do this every week. Be sure to hit the notification bell twice. So you want to, if you're on LinkedIn, follow me, hit the notification bell twice. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. And I still think you need to hit the little notification bell twice. That way, you'll get notified when I go live, even when it's like a non-scheduled time. I have some great things planned for you all. I'm thinking either in like the end of August or beginning of September, I'm going to probably go live for like 15 days straight. I have some great things coming along. Today's topic, though, is how to rebrand yourself and secure a LinkedIn and secure a leadership role, specifically as a woman of color and in 2025 with everything going on. All right. So, we're going to talk about it. Again, if you're new, I see some people are just joining us now. Give me a hey, hi. Let me know where you're joining from. I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to women of color, and it is my mission and my movement to help women of color improve their revenue and salary. So increase your revenue and salary by improving your personal brand. And here's the thing, I specialize in three things: messaging, mindset, and manifesting. And what that means is simply, I'm going to help you tell your story, like get your mind right, and attract the opportunities that you want so you can have the income that you deserve. Simply put, that's it. So, everything that I do and everything that I share with you all, it's going to be geared towards that. And I love to keep things simple. My ADHD brain does not allow me to think in multiple steps. And so I don't give you all a ton of steps to do. Usually it's around 3 to 5 tips or 3 to 5 action steps that will help you transform your career, your business, your income. Simple, simple, simple. All right. So let me go ahead. Y'all know I have my little notes right here. We're just going to get right into it. If you haven't noticed, there has been a significant, I would say, decrease in women in the workplace, specifically Black women. I don't know if you all saw the article, but it has been an article and reports everywhere that around 300,000 Black women have either lost their job by choice or force, but have left the workforce in like the last 3 months. I want to say they said it was between like February and April, right? And so now these numbers are just coming up and are just coming out. So what that means for us is that there's a lot more competition out there, right? That also is sending the message to these companies that it's okay to to like lay off your people of color, your women of color, and your black women. Granted, I think a lot of those jobs were government jobs as well. Here's the thing on the flip side. So yeah, we hear that. We're hearing about all the cuts to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're hearing all these companies laying off. Here's the flip side, because yes, that is terrible and it is true. On the flip side, what is also happening and what is also possible is women of color are starting businesses at a higher rate. Black women are still getting hired. We're still getting increases. We're still getting college degrees and educated at an unprecedentedly rate that people have not seen happen before. Okay. And I can tell you personally, for me and my clients, my income has significantly increased over the last, I would say, probably 3 to 4 years. Every year is significantly increased. And it's because I'm doing these things that I'm sharing with y'all. My clients are increasing their income. They're still landing leadership roles and making multiple six figures as Black women and women of color. And this is why I started sharing so many testimonials with you all. I realized I wasn't sharing what was possible. I was sharing a lot of tips. I want to share with you all not just what's possible, but what is happening right now in 2025. Okay. So we're not going to ignore the reality of the situation. We're also not going to accept that that needs to be your reality. Okay. So let's go in with that. We know the reality of the situation. We know what's going on in 2025. We know what's going on in the labor force in this administration. We also know that reality doesn't need to be ours. We also know that there are possibilities. We also know we can create our own opportunities. Okay. And the best way to do that, and especially right now, is you need to rebrand yourself. If you want to secure a leadership role, and by leadership, I mean higher level. Doesn't always have to mean you're supervising, but you're at a higher level and you want to hit that 200K mark and above. There's some steps you need to take right now that cannot be ignored. If you are watching this, if you're joining me, I want you to tag someone who needs to hear this. Share this out. Save this live. This is something you need to hear and something you need to come back to. Every woman of color right now needs to be thinking about how she's going to rebrand herself. Whether you want to rebrand yourself for a leadership role where you're starting your own business, whether you want to be a consultant, a coach, whether you want to rebrand yourself as an executive in a leadership role, whether you want to rebrand yourself as a high level individual contributor. And even if you're in that role, you still need to rebrand because the rules are different right now in 2025. Okay. So let me just start there. Got my little tips. So we know what we need to do, why we need to do it. We see what's going on with Black women in our employment, and that has nothing to do with our credentials, our credibility, our experience, our qualifications. Nothing. Right? What I'm going to tell you when you need to rebrand, the first thing you need to look at is, what is the story you're telling right now? All right. If you're saying, if you're going in, I'm experienced, I have the qualifications. Well, guess what? There are going to be several other people that they're interviewing or who are applying that have the qualifications. What makes you different? We cannot solely depend on our qualifications and our experience right now. We have to look at the story we're telling. This is when your messaging is coming in. You need to retell yourself a different story and the story that you tell others. Let me tell you what I mean. It is no more, I have a degree, I have a PhD, I have 10 years experience. I done wrote down a little tip. It should be, instead of saying like I managed operations, you want to say I led a strategic operational improvement which saved the company $2 million and increased productivity 30%. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Your story, the way you speak about yourself, needs to be different. This is the first step of the rebrand. Is you need a new story. If you look at your resume and it's got all tasks or it's got all qualifications, which again are needed, but that's only part of the story. You need to be telling a new story with numbers, with metrics. You need to be talking about the problem that you solve in the unique way that you solve it. Let me know. All right. If you picking up what I'm saying, this is what you need to do. It's no longer, and it's no longer optional. It's no longer, oh, just turn it into an accomplishment. No, we need metrics, we need numbers, we need to talk about the problem we solve. You need to clearly articulate why you're better than the next candidate. And I understand it's not a natural way of talking. In fact, I understand that a lot of women of color and Black women might have grown up like me and a lot of my clients, where you've been taught not to brag, don't think too highly of yourself. And that might have worked in the past because you had the credentials and the qualifications. Now you need to be positioning yourself as an expert, as a leader, as a problem solver with clear metrics and attachments to the bottom line. And this is not just for people who are in business. This is not this is just not like, oh, that only works if you're in accounting. No, it works in every industry, in everything that you do. Okay. And I'm so adamant about this. Hey, thank you, Stephanie. She says great tips. Thank you, Stephanie. Love that you have your credentials behind your name. Yes, this is the number one tip, because before this used to be optional. It used to be a nice to have. It is no longer optional, especially for a leadership role. Again, even if that leadership role is an independent contractor and you're not supervising anyone, it doesn't matter. How do you solve the problem? How do you contribute to the bottom line? What are your metrics and your numbers? And you need to know this, and it needs to be a part of your story. Okay? It needs to be a part of your story. This is something that I used to like leave very optional for my clients. Now I'm like, no, this is the beginning. You need to be rebranding. We cannot we cannot right now, and I cannot express this enough, rely solely on our qualifications and education. We cannot. Someone is not going to look at your resume and see that you have a degree from Harvard, or you have an MBA, or you have a PhD, and automatically assume that you're going to solve their problem. They're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So you need to rebrand. In order for you to rebrand, you need to share your story with these numbers and metrics. Don't think they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Who's this? Someone says, glad I stopped by today, logged on to update my profile right on time. Let me know who this is. It's just saying LinkedIn user. I want to shout you out. Thank you all. Y'all, when I tell y'all this was on my spirit, and I was like, we need to hear this message right now, because they're playing a new game and they're not telling us the rules. Now we're gonna learn the rules and we're gonna beat them at the game. That's what we do and who we are. However, we don't want it to take as long. We don't want it to take as long. All right. Let me see if I can sometimes I can look on my phone and see what my system. Oh, is it Alexandria? Let me know if it's Alexandria. That's what my phone says. If that is, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you all are joining and watching, and if you are enjoying and getting tips, please share this out. Tag someone who needs to hear this. Save this message, because I want you all to come back to this. And this is for you, even if you are already in leadership, even if you already have a full-time job. A lot of times people are like, oh, this is just for if I'm out of work. First of all, I don't recommend anyone getting too comfortable right now. And these rebranding tips will help you, even if you have a job right now and you want to stay in that role, you want to get promoted, or you are a job seeker and you're out of work and you're looking to land a leadership role. This is going to help. Right now is the perfect time. Everybody should be open to a rebrand. I'm rebranding. I'm not even gonna lie. I am rebranding. I see so many like business owners rebranding. This is the time. It is not a option. To be honest, things are not an option. And the more you get used to telling your story in this way, the more opportunities it is going to create for you, things you didn't even anticipate and see. All right. So, step number one is you need to create a new story. And in that new story, you need to have numbers, metrics, and the problem you solve. Okay. I used to tell people, oh, on your resume, if you just have 5 accomplishments, that's fine. No, it's not anymore. It's not. It needs to be top to bottom, rebranded, telling this story. And everyone has this. If you're like, Latrice, I'm in HR, I don't have any metrics. I was in HR too, and I know you got metrics, boo. Yes, you do. Right? If you're like, well, my company doesn't report on that, then you can do your own reporting, do some estimates, do some conservative guesses. You can get two numbers. Okay. The numbers are now going into your new story and your new brand. It's not just about the numbers, it's the messaging. But in order for the messaging to stick, we need those numbers right now because no one is giving us the benefit of the doubt, even when you have the credentials, even when you meet all the qualifications. Okay. This is how I just had a client get a $300,000 remote role. So I know what I'm talking about, you guys, in 2025. And she was out of work for around 18 months. She was working with a new coach. She was working with a different coach before she started working with me. And I was like, yeah, what he's telling you is old school. I was like, it's not wrong. It's just outdated. So we cannot use outdated strategies anymore. We can't we can't allow things to be optional that are mandatory right now. All right. And these are things you can do. You can do these right now and change your situation. All right. So that's step number one is we're going to give ourselves a new metric and a new story. And the new story needs to have numbers, metrics, and the problem we solve needs to have it. Step two, you need a new identity. And what I mean by this is sometimes we don't even see, we have taken on, y'all, my curls is unruly today, but I'm loving them because so you may see me patting them down. I got some runaway curls today. But what I mean by identity is how you see yourself. If you don't see yourself as a leader, how is someone else going to see you as a leader? If you don't show up as the one with ideas and initiatives, how is someone else going to know you have great ideas and initiatives? And again, going back to no one is giving you the benefit of the doubt right now. They don't have to, let alone do they not want to. They don't have to. Okay. It's an aura of like, we could do whatever we want. The fact of the matter is, they do need you. Companies need your ideas. They do need your initiatives. They do need the way that you work. They know they need it, but they just don't know that you have it. Okay. So then it's going to be up to you to be like, I am a leader. Again, even if you're an individual contributor and you don't want to supervise, that's okay. If you're an executive or you want to be an executive, you need to get into that identity. And what that means is you need to lose this identity of I just need somebody to give me a chance. You don't, boo. You don't. Now that we've had this new story, you know your metrics, you know what you bring to the table. You don't need somebody to give you a chance because you're a sure thing. You need to have that identity. I had someone tell me, she was like, I just feel like I'm always on the struggle bus. Keep in mind, this person was making well into the six figures. I was like, sis, you're not struggling. But that was her identity. So that was all she saw was I'm struggling, I'm struggling, I'm struggling. When I'm like, no, you're actually already a leader. You've already been doing the job of a leader. Look at look at this. And she got into that identity, things started to fall into place. One of the assignments that I have my clients do when we get to the identity part, and the identity is just how you see yourself and how you show up. That's it. If you see yourself as someone that's struggling, you're going to show up, and that's your identity as someone who always struggles, no matter how much money you make and no matter what position you're in. If you see someone as like, if you see yourself as like, I'm just underneath, I just need to get more. I call it the I'm not enough identity, which can stick with us for years, years. Ask me how I know. Then no matter how much education, how many credentials, how many certifications, how much experience you have, you will always be searching for more and feel like you're not at that point to go to the next level because you believe you're not enough. I talked to this one woman, she had 14 different certifications, still no promotion because she was like, when I get in the boardroom, I want to know everything they're talking about. Girl, you don't know nothing that they're talking about because you don't have any specialty. What you don't have any say, like what they call like master of now. I was like, you haven't mastered any of these. Instead, you've just stalled yourself and held you back. But she had that identity of I'm not enough. I need more, more, more. So she just kept getting more and more things, but she had stalled out in her growth and her income. So, what I recommend that you do, and I recommend this to my clients, is at least for one day, whatever the role is that you want. If you want to be an executive, if you want to like earn 200K, if you want to be a chief operating officer, then take one day, just practice for one day and wake up in that identity. The night before, I want you to think about it like, okay, if I woke up tomorrow and I was, the chief of human resources, if I was the COO, if I had my own business, right? Take one and say, if I woke up tomorrow, how would I think? What would I do? How would I speak? How would I dress? When would I get up? When would I rest? How would I respond to an email? How would I respond to an inquiry about me doing something? Get into the identity of it and try it out for one day. You will literally see amazing things happen, right? I tell people, just play pretend. We all can play pretend. You're just going to play pretend for one day. But what that does is it shifts your perspective. It gets you in the identity of this is me, not where I'm trying to go, but I am here. It also adjusts the perception of those around you. Now, people around you, and this works for the people who are like, even in your network, like even if they don't work with you, but maybe they see you, a colleague of a colleague, a vendor, a business partner, even if they're not a direct coworker, but they see this energy and how you show up, they're now starting to see you as a leader. They're now starting to see you as a leader. Let me know if that makes sense when we're talking about the identity of it. So this is the part where we talk a little bit more about mindset, because I've seen the mindset piece hold you back. It's not your credentials, it's not your experience. You typically, when my clients come to me, they don't need anything else. They don't need another certification or another degree or another credential. What they need to do is get their mind right and understand what they have to offer, that they're already there, and just understand that and show up. So let me know in the comments if you like, all right, Latrice, we know what you're talking about. We know we're gonna get our mind right. We're gonna get our mind right. And if you're loving this, if you're like, Latrice, I want to hear more, we got some things. Be sure to follow me and hit the notification bell twice. That way you get notified when I go live, even if you don't log on, right? Like LinkedIn they'll send you a little notification. So even if you're not logged on, they'll send you a little notification that I'm going live. Then if you want my free workshop, I have a free workshop, How to Pivot in Your Career as a Woman of Color. Put pivot in the comments and I'll send you the link to that free workshop. Let me put my little sign up. I'll send you the link to the free workshop, and I'll send you some more information if you want about my Leadership Legacy program. I'll send you that in the DMs. That is my program where we help women of color land a 200K or more leadership role without sacrificing their personal freedom and family time. Like, we're not sacrificing our things here, and it's possible. So be sure to put pivot in the comments so we can get you all that link, okay? All right. Now, number 3, you need to be open to new opportunities. To new opportunities. Let me tell you what this looks like and where this is coming from. Now, keep in mind, we've already rebranded. We're telling our story differently. And when I say telling your story differently with these numbers, right? You're telling this story to anyone who will listen. When you're networking, when you're on LinkedIn, on your resume, on the interviews, we're not being quiet about this. Okay. We're not being quiet about this. So we already have that working. You're now showing up and getting to the identity of a leader. Now you're going to be open to new opportunities. And what I mean is you're now attracting things that are coming to you, but you have to be open. I've seen so many women get very, I don't want to say closed, limit themselves. Like, oh, if I was an HR manager, I can only, my path is like HR director to CHR. That's the only path for me. When in reality, girlfriend, you could start your own business, be an HR consultant. You could jump steps and go right to HR director. You could be chief operating officer. I want you to be open. I want you to be open to these different opportunities. And leadership looks so different, especially in 2025. I've had clients take what I've said, they've written books, they started their own podcast. I had clients go on podcast tours, like start a speaking business where now they're getting paid to speak. I have a client, we're setting up her up. She's going to be charging $3,000 for a speaking engagement. But again, she now has that identity that she's a leader and she's an expert, so she can speak on it. Joining boards. I've had clients now join boards, paid boards. I've had clients become content creators and get sponsored content and get paid that way. So I want you to be open. Don't limit yourself to it, to my increase in income and my leadership has to look one way and be on one dedicated path. And when you follow the other steps, you're going to notice other opportunities are going to be coming to you, right? Are going to be coming to you and attracting to you. So do not be scared to pivot a little. There's so many opportunities out there. I'm telling you right now, your skill set is in high demand. I see some of y'all have MBAs, y'all got PMPs. Okay. Let me see what Stephanie says. Yes, we have to get our mind right. Yes. Stephanie, let me know, what's the CIR credential? What's that one? I know the MBA. Let me know what that is. Beverly said, Beverly has an MBA, a PMP. Yes. Look at all, especially my people with these PMPs. Y'all have so many opportunities open to you. So many. All right, Pivot, we're going to get you that link. Let me know who this is. It's just showing up LinkedIn user. Let me know who that is. But I want you all to know there's so many opportunities, especially in 2025. We think things are limiting. We can't even imagine the opportunities. I'm now seeing people get like certifications and become experts in like their field of study plus AI. Like, oh, project management in AI, HR in AI, right? Like mental health services and AI. Like there's so many opportunities, but I need you to be open. Use your creativity. The best way to rebrand is to see what opportunities come to you. And you can just take it. You can just be like, yeah, okay, I'll do this. I've had so many opportunities now where people are coming to me and asking me to do things I've never done before. Work with associations, training with companies where it's multiple clients at a time that I'm taking on, like things I've just never done that are coming to me. I had someone reach out to me about business consulting for a multi-million-dollar business, and I was like, oh, I've never done that before. However, I do have my ear to the ground. I do have a business degree. I do know how to utilize LinkedIn for business and careers. Like I have all these other skills. So I want you all to be open to the point where you can attract these opportunities and then you can create other opportunities for yourself. So what that does when you do that, it lessens the competition. You don't need to be out here competing with 1,000, other people for one job ad, when you can create your own, or you can attract something to you that you might have wanted to do 10 years ago, but gave up on because you didn't think it was for you. This is all part of your rebrand to secure that leadership role. Oh, certified internet recruiter. Oh, good. That's powerful. Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing that. So you all have the credentials, you have the skills. It is time to rebrand. It is time to rebrand yourself for this 2025 and beyond. Like we're not just going to be sleeping and putting our heads in the ground for the next 4 years. There's work to be done. There's opportunities to be created. It's just going to look different for us. And that's okay, because we're now positioning ourselves to lead. We're positioning ourselves to have our income separate from a simple 9 to 5, because we're going to be creating these other opportunities. All right. Let me know. I think that's it. That's all I had. Oh, did I have some little tips? Y'all know I got my little notes here. Let me make sure. I think that was all my tips. Do you all have any questions or any comments before I hop off? Let me know kind of your thoughts about the tips that we shared and how you're going to be rebranding in 2025 to secure your leadership role. Let me know. I'll stay on for like one more minute. I'm going to check my tips. Oh, okay. I did have a tip on the creating the new opportunity. So why, if you have any questions, put those in. But I want to share this is to make sure your leadership is visible, making sure your rebrand is visible. We're not going to be hiding anymore, be like, oh, I updated my resume, but that was it. No, visibility is going to be key, especially to attracting your own opportunities, right? And it doesn't have to look like I'm going to post on LinkedIn every single day or I'm going to be on Instagram twice a day or something. It doesn't look like that. It could be in whichever way you decide. Okay. For me, I was like, I'm going to show up once a week on LinkedIn. But I also decided I'm going to volunteer more and volunteer at my son's school, volunteer in my community so they see me. So I am visible, brown skin, curly hair, curves, and all. They're going to see me at that school. They're going to see me in that community. And I am showing up like a leader. That alone, because I did this last year too, has created so many opportunities for me. People are just talking to me, wanting to know about my business, wanting to know my thoughts, wanting to like, a lot of times they're going to help you. They want you to help fundraise, but it's positioning yourself as a leader, even in your community. All right. You all have been amazing. Don't forget to put the pivot in the comments for the free workshop. If you're interested in that leadership legacy program that I offer, we are having open enrollment now, and we're going to be starting on September the 3rd. Feel free to DM me. You can just DM me leader or DM me leadership, and I'll send you the information on that leadership legacy program. And I will see you all next week. Bye.